1, 2. One, two. All right, so let's get started here. All right. I'm assuming the sound is okay. I'll know in a second. Someone will tell me. Oh, a little bit too, showing a little bit too much skin here.
All right, so let's get started.
Oh, I have to cut the sound on my phone.
All right.
Okay. 12 people. Okay, so I did announce the live stream on Facebook, but I wasn't quite sure I had time. I would have time to do it. I just finished a video, guys, just 15 minutes ago, about making a band selector for my magnetic loop antenna. Although I can't see anything, I have like my glasses are dirty. So I made this video about making taps on the toroid for my magnetic loop, and it took much longer than I thought it would. And of course, I had announced the live stream yesterday. And of course, I never know when I'm going to do this. You know, it's just like an impromptu kind of thing when I have time to do it. Usually on Sundays, but not always. So let's see the comments. And my screen is so small. All right, so we have, let's see, who do we have today? Debbie Curtis, Sporting Camp, Jose Fassin, Con Wilson, Kazi Motar, bonjour. Am I missing anybody here? Probably, because I can't see anything. I'll tell you, my vision is going. All right, so audio is great. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. All right, so what I have today is that I have plugged in my QDX, which is a small kit from QRP Labs. It's a digital radio. Nothing to show because it's only has an antenna plug, connector for the power supply, and a USB cable, and that's it. So I have JS8 here. I have my JS8 screen, which I'm going to share with you. And I am on 40 meters. All right, so 7078 on JS8, and I'm not getting any stations right now. There is a signal right here, but you know, not sure what it is. It looks like JS8, but who knows? So we'll see. It's a little bit early for 40 meters, but I'm not sure if the band's open. So we'll see if other stations show up here. Did the sound work? Yes. Okay. All right. So we're just going to talk today. You know, just a chat. I'm always glad to have you guys on the other side, and I'll take your questions and I'll make some comments. One that I wanted to talk about is that I had some comments recently, and they do come up once in a while, about people telling me, you know, if there is a situation, a global situation, or you know, some national or some disaster, they always seem to believe that there's going to be nobody to talk to, and that radio is going to be useless. And I have have a hard time with that, because of course I cannot fathom that people can imagine that radio would not be useful in a case like that. I mean, it's just incredible. All right, let's see who else is here, and we're going to talk about that. Okay, so HB9 GSD, and I'm sorry if I skipped anyone, but it's scrolling and I'm not seeing everything. Jugalotion KC8 ARO ON7 RED P Moore VE3 FAL. Excellent, Fred. Well, it's starting to get a bunch of people. 23, that's very good. Probably not as many as last time. All right, so like I've been saying, people have been commenting that radio would be useless in a situation, you know, an SHTF situation. And I can't disagree more, of course, because information is really vital, and it can be a matter of life and death. And of course, they think that you know, you just get your radio out and you just start calling, and of course, probably in that case, nobody's going to answer, and that's normal. At the time of a situation starting and evolving, it's, you know, that's not the time to get to. That's not the time to make friends. You must have done that prior to the event, you know. And of course, it's a question of creating a network of people that you know and that you've been talking to for years probably, and hopefully, and that you can trust. And that's how you make sure that radio will be useful to you. It's not by calling like that randomly and trying to get someone, although you could do that, but I would rather be careful. But it's by contacting people you already know, and that's the main thing, is that you make friends in the amateur radio community, or the CB community, or the, you know, FRS or PMR or GMRS community, and you get to know these people, and you communicate with them regularly, which means that when the time comes, you'll know first of all which frequency to go to, you know, and you won't have to search for them. Gilles is G-I-L, by the way. It's not G-I-L-L-E-S. I know it's the regular spelling, but it's not mine. Who else? Adventures with KA8RMA. Excellent. Serge Derry. Andy Carley. Yep. And Martin 2E0 ERY. It's it's global warming. You need to use the radio daily. I know, right? Spell check, but an RN. Okay. All right. So that's you know, that's when you need to create your network, and even you can even listen with an SDR dongle. I've shown one in one of my videos. Those are extremely useful because, well, of course, you have to get one that has HF as well, but you'll need to have some kind of an antenna, a long wire, to use as an antenna, receiving antenna. But an SDR dongle can also be used on UHF and VHF, and which allows you to kind of map the area. And I've talked about this before. You map the your RF landscape basically, and you get to know where people are and what they do. Different organizations like you know, I don't know, firefighters, although firefighters and police now have encrypted radios, but not all of them. The small departments sometimes do not. So it's something that you can do. Jim Hale says talking to regional strangers makes me NVIS. Well, it's probably NVIS, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to contact them. So on HF, you know, below 10 megahertz, definitely. It does happen on higher frequencies, but it's not frequent. I'm checking JS8 here, but I don't see, you know what? I don't see any stations yet. I don't know why. I'm gonna set it. I'm gonna set the TX on, and I'll send a heartbeat, see if anybody answers. First see if my radio is going to transmit, and of course it isn't, and I don't know why. Okay, so that's weird. Not transmitting. Okay, so something is wrong here in my setup, and of course I was in a hurry. So I'm going to yeah, okay, so it stopped. I'm going to switch the frequency. Maybe it's not, just back and forth. I was receiving signal, though I am receiving signal. So I'm going to check the configuration here. Preferences. Okay, so I'll show you at the same time. So you have a screen here that's, oh, it's not taking it because I didn't choose that as the source. Okay, that's no big deal. All right, so radio, okay, check CAT system, yes, PTT. Yep, okay, it's working. Okay, so it should work. Now it should work. Okay, so I'm going to send a heartbeat, which means that you're sending basically a ping, and stations that receive you, if they're set up that way, will answer automatically, even if the person is, in the bathroom. So let's send. Oh, well, actually, it's replying to someone. Okay, it's replying to 2E0WWV, which I'm receiving at minus 13 dB. That's not bad. The amazing thing about JS8 is that you can decode signals below the noise level, up to, down to 24 decibels, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so heartbeat, I'm going to send that. It's going to send, transmit. You'll see the transmit here is going to, whoops. Yep, okay, switch to red, so transmitting now. So I have one station, I receive one station, 2E0WWV. The great thing also is that JS8 allows you to receive messages in a message box. So probably this must be a little small here, especially if you look on a phone. I feel for you. Okay. All right, so that's a little bigger. That's probably as big as I can make it here. And so we have one station. Stations show up on the right here. So those are the stations I'm receiving on the right side, and in the middle you see the what I'm sending, and on the left you see and receiving, and on the left you see the general conversations from everyone. So there's no privacy here. There's no need for that really. Okay, here's another station, M6AQW. So we're getting England. Very good. Minus 09 dB. And that's pretty darn good. I'm going to try to contact him. So I'll select here, directed message. Oh, and you can't see those. You can't see those either. But whoops! I sent a signal to noise ratio. Okay, it's transmitting now. All right, so let's see the conversation. Okay, so who else showed up? Andre DL7CV, Richard E. Richard, I was late too, so don't worry. You didn't miss much. Jim Hell, okay, the original. Okay, so I saw that. Martin 20 BIA. Dennis, Missouri, excellent. Is the audio low? I don't know. I can probably, let's see. I'm gonna turn it a little bit higher. Okay, that's about as high as I can go without clipping. Donny Bidman, Damien. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. 2E0TXE, Jack Harper. On the road, if you're still on when I get home, I'll get. Okay, that's KA8RMA. You will probably be on for quite some time. Stefan Poise, time is synced. It's never really synced on. Well, on my computer it is. Yeah. Okay, on the East Coast, Sugar Ocean. 40 meters, pretty dead here. Okay, always on the East Coast, it's pretty, probably later. Yeah, we would have to wait a bit. But you're probably going to see American stations popping up like a W or a K a little bit later. But I didn't want to do this too late because the light is already fading, so to speak. It's getting late here. It's it's actually 4:30 p.m. here. Well, it's not too late, but it's a bit early for 40 meters. M6 MKF on the JS8, and as well as G4 PQP. So I'm going to resend a heartbeat, and so it's going to transmit again and see if I'll get any replies. I hope the screen is big enough, but I can't really make it any bigger. Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce this gentleman's man from Serbia. Welcome, VE3FAL. Okay, I've seen. Yep, lots of 340. Okay, in Canada, really? That's weird. Simon Wilton, VA3SII or LL. Joe Radman, VA3BCV, and lots of Canadians. All right. And we're adding stations here. Oh, it's a French station, F4 IRP. And there's an F4 JQM. Okay, excellent. And he's calling CQ. I'm going to reply to him. I'll give him his, it's 03, so it's probably going to hear me. Ontario VA3BCV, VA3FL again. Yeah, lots of Canadians tonight, that's interesting. All right, so it's sounding now. Let's see if it's gonna get me. So that you will see that in the center conversation here. Not sure if it's going to receive me because I have a whooping 2 watts, guys, 2 watts in my magnetic loop antenna with the new band selector that the video will be published later tonight. And let's see. Oh, yeah, he's calling. No, he's calling another French guy. Well, we'll see. I can call a CQ and see if anybody answers. So those standard messages are already saved and are ready for use. Transmitting now, we'll see. It's very slow, that's the only problem, but you know, that's, of course, to go that low in sensitivity, it has to be fairly slow. And I'm not using the slowest mode, although I probably should. Probably should use the slow mode, because with 2 watts it's enough, but not always. Sometimes you need a little bit more. All right, so that's good. We have 2M0WHN. Bonjour. All right, so if you guys have questions, don't hesitate. Now's the time. I'm here for that too, so just put them in the comments. So I haven't been doing much lately. My truck is still not well. It's running, but it's leaking oil like crazy, so I can't really drive it. And I've been working from home mostly, taking Uber sometimes to go to work, and that gets pretty expensive. But I have to go to work, and fortunately I'm mostly at home, so that's not a problem. Right now my work is monitoring computer systems remotely. So, and the French guy is calling. Oh no, that was me calling. Yeah, that was me calling. Okay. We have the other Frenchman calling also. All right, so let's see the conversation. How large a message can you send? You know, I've never really sent a very long one because it just takes such a long time, but you can send quite a, you know, I guess a couple sentences. That's you wouldn't want to send more because it just takes a lot of time. So, but I don't know the limit of the number of characters that you can send. But it's not a limitation. It's not like 13 like FT8. You know, it's longer. Kazimota, thanks for all your great QRP content. Yeah. Oh, it's KG5 LDS. Okay, so in Texas. And I guess you speak French because Kazimota means almost biker. So excellent. Winter field day. If my truck is fixed, I'm saving up money right now for that. So if it is fixed, I might. It depends. I don't like to freeze my ass off unless my friend Julian, unlike my friend Julian over there, which has awesome contents in up north and in the cold in Finland. So I should have maybe sent him a text and maybe it'll show up. Sometimes I see his station popping up. And we do have some O stations, OE3SAF, ON7DC, OZ, I'm going to share again, OZ1QT, SM6TWY. Now my antenna mostly is oriented, well, it's not that it's oriented in any particular way, but there's a building in the way to the west, so it's mostly the other directions than the west, and that's why I don't get many American stations. But sometimes, but I still do. I saw my friend Ray, I think it was last night or the night before, on 40 meters, and he tried to contact me, and I did receive him, but he did not receive me. But he did make a transatlantic contact because I got him, and he got some also some other European stations. All right, so still adding stations here. We have an HB9JBP, couple of French stations. So you see that's basically how JS8 works. You plug it in and you let it do its job, and when you see someone you want to contact, you just send him a text message basically. You can also leave a message in someone's mailbox if they are receiving at that time, and they can retrieve it later. So basically you could be doing something else, you know, yard work or whatever, and receive messages that you will see later. You can also use a station as a relay station to contact someone else, and that's absolutely awesome. All right, so you can hear me at minus 10 dB, ON7 DC, absolutely, that's right. Let me reply to you, let's see if you can get my signal. So ON7 DC. Okay, let's try. I'm going to send you a signal report. And unfortunately, the application is not showing the pop-ups. But you can see the radio sending the message now. TXing, transmitting. So Tom, let me know, Tom, if you hear me, or just reply to the message. We'll see. There are two audio sources. What? I'm not sure here. Martin, explain. Double audio. Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to remove this one. Okay, so now there should be only one audio source. Sorry about that. I'm going to make sure it's not there also in the other view. And I only have one source here in this view apparently, so that's fine. Back to JS8, and that now it should be only one audio source. Okay, great. Yeah, I had my microphone was selected twice. Okay, great. All right, so back to the screen. Let me see. Yeah, we have a bunch of stations. Jeez. And it's going to be hard to make contact because I have so little power, and it's still early for the band. But I'm going to sound a heartbeat and see if anybody gets it. So the application is waiting for a time slot to transmit. It's time sensitive, so there are times when you transmit and times when you receive. So everybody is supposed to be transmitting at the same time, but on a slightly different frequency. And you can see lots of signals there on the waterfall, but the level is fairly low. And I know my antenna is tuned because I checked, so that's not the problem. But I think that it's still a bit early. All right, let's go back to this window here. No need to put the screen here because it's so small you wouldn't see it. So let's see. Nobody's getting me yet. 2 watts, guys. That's it. It's getting dark here. I'm gonna have to turn the lights on. I don't have much light, so. All right. So if you want to help the channel, and that's really needed and much appreciated, you have the coffee donation right there. So don't hesitate. It's always. I still have things that I want to get, like lights, you know, and I need to get a wireless microphones too. That's about it really, because I have enough cameras now. And I actually have 2 older phones that I can use as cameras, so that's great. I have enough of those. But lights and a microphone, that's what I need. And to fix my truck, so I can go and do some field radio operations, which now I'm stuck at home all the time, so it's no fun. And that's why I'm glad to be here with you guys tonight, because it's just I don't see anybody all week. So except it's sometimes literally I don't see anybody all week because people I see when I go to the cash register at the supermarket, but that's about it. So it's good to have some social interaction, even if it's just through a live stream. Fortunately, I'm going to visit my parents at the beginning of September. So no, December, sorry. And I will probably maybe I'll take a radio with me and operate there. All right, so so everything is fine here. We have our stations. I'm going to share the screen again. Sound a heartbeat once again. Hopefully I'll get at least one report. Just confirming that my signal is received somewhere. Oh, maybe someone would check on the PSK reporter, see if I'm received anywhere. That'd be interesting. I'm not going to do it here because I have too many screens open. Actually, I do have the YouTube screen also. Yeah, I should put the conversation there so I can see it. Just have to cut the sound. Yep. All right, so there's quite a bit of delay between what I'm sending and what you see, maybe 30 seconds. All right, so I'm going to cut that off so I don't use too much bandwidth. All right, so no reply yet. I think the other stations are, chatting away and giving. It's mostly signal reports, though. Not a lot of, not actually a lot of chatting. It's mostly signal reports, and that's too bad. I wish there was a little more. And my con board £1.79, thank you very much, much appreciated, and that helps a great deal, I'll tell you, a great deal. It might not seem much, but it does make a difference. Yeah, my boat's still in the marina. It's still stuck in reverse, so I have to fix that. I haven't been able to. Well, because I don't have my truck, I can transport my tools and go work on it. So I guess fixing the boat will have to wait that my truck is fixed and I can go actually to the marina. I've been there to check it on foot, but it's a 50-minute walk, 45-minute walk to get there. So, you know, and I don't want to carry tools with me, and I don't have any in the boat, so it's just a pain, and I have to find someone to maybe give me a hand and try to fix it, because leaving port in reverse is kind of weird. And after that, you're stuck in reverse, and that's just not good. It's just not good. So we'll see. I have to see about that. After the truck is fixed, that's priority number 1, and the boat will be priority number 2. But thank you very much for the donation here. All right, so we see the other stations showing up. A third Frenchman, F4IKE. I don't know the stations though. Not sure who they are, but oh, you know what? I should post the link to the video on Facebook. That would be good. People will at least see it there and just maybe sign on. So I'm going to share it and copy and put that on Facebook. I did announce it, but I didn't publish the video, so whoops. Make sure that I post that in Radio Preppers, not on my wall. So I have a lot of stuff on my wall, and it's a lot of political stuff, so I don't want to mix that with Radio Prepper, the Radio Prepper channel. That's not quite a good idea to do that. All right, so I posted it in Radio Preppers. We'll see if more people show up. Someone suggested doing an HFnet, Sean Miller, but problem is that it's kind of harder, really. I think it's just easier for me to. It's less stuff to handle for me during a live stream, because I have a lot of things to do during a live stream, and talking. Aside from talking, I have to take care of the application here. Oh, William Northcote, still trying to get my Pi. Yeah, I heard the Raspberry Pis are very hard to get now. I do have one, but I use the heat sinks on a drone. So I removed the heat sinks from my Raspberry Pi, and now I have to get heat sinks for it, but that shouldn't be a problem. And it's a Raspberry Pi 3, so I should be using that. I definitely could for JS8, yeah. Also, I can use my drone goggles as the screen, and that's awesome. Oh, okay, here we have F4IRP, F4IKE, to F4WBY. All right, so yeah, I'm going to reply to him. Bonjour, oui, -06, I'll give my name, and location, if it works. Hopefully that'll do it. It's transmitting. Let's see if he gets my message. I wonder if he's on the live stream. Maybe not. 2 watts, yeah, that's right. It's not impressive if I'm not making contact. But it does work. It does. I can make contact with 2 watts, definitely. And the antenna is, I think it's about 45% efficient on 40 meters. So it's enough. I'm sending out probably 900 milliwatts. And that's enough on JS8. Actually, I have to check my battery here because, okay, 3.73 per cell, that's fine. I can go down to 3.3 per cell probably. It's basically 3 18650 cells. Norway, Mark W, hello. Oh, thank you very much, Kazimotar or Quasi-Motar. Excellent. That'll help me definitely help me to fix my truck, and that's my priority again, to fix my truck, to be able to go do some testing, radio testing in the mountains. Even though it's winter, but I have good enough equipment for that. Okay, so I replied to the French station F4IKE. What distance? Okay, let's see if I can go on qrz.com, and I should have shared my screen for that, but actually I would need an extra screen, separate screen for that, but I don't have one. Okay, so F4 Ike, and F4 Ike is in Arles. Oh, that's not very far. Arles is about, well, it's about 200 kilometers, so 124 miles from here. So that's definitely NVIS. Let's see if he replies to me. Oh, he does. He does watch me. Super, super. Ton prénom c'est quoi? Yeah, he says he's watching me live. Awesome, awesome. That's the kind of stuff I'm doing this for, Definitely, it's really, really awesome. I'm gonna show you. So he's here. He replied to me saying that je te regarde en direct. I'm watching you live. So very good. F4IKE. Actually, I do have his first name, don't I? Oh, I closed my QRZ window. Of course. Alright, qrz.com. So that's how I check F4IKE. Christian, bienvenue Christian. Excellent, bon travail de Arles. Very good, I like that. I really like that. And let's see if I have replies on Facebook. Nope, but hopefully that will send us some people. Let's see the. Cool. So we made contact. Awesome. 42 people too. Very good. Very good. So you can see on the. If you look on your screen, you can see the super chats there, but it's better to use the coffee link. The coffee link right below here. Whoop, here. I get that directly. They don't take any percentage. YouTube does. But you can use both. It's up to you. Here you pop up though. We can. Actually, the coffee you'd pop up too. You'd pop up right here, in the middle, right there. Yep. All right, so back to our mouton, like we say here, back to our sheeps. And let's see who else. Who's sending me? Okay, that's about, so one contact, 128 miles away. Not bad. That's, with 2 watts, I'll take it. Gonna send a heartbeat again. See if I get a reply to that. I should have plugged in my watt meter to monitor the power fluctuation with the voltage, but really the QDX doesn't use much. use very, very little power, like receiving like, I think it's like 50 or 30 to 80 milliamps. It's crazy low. All right, so transmitting. I think it's 600 milliwatts transmitting or something. It's really, anyway, it's negligible. With three 18650 cells, you can go a long, long way. All right, so my heartbeat has been sent. I'll see if anybody replies to that. Hold on, I'm going to share here the screen again while I turn the lights on because it's getting darker outside. Well, you know what? It just changed the color. That's about it. The white balance, and that's it. Yeah, it will make a difference later though. But right now it doesn't make any difference. I just look a little more yellow. Oh, Chris G, F4 ITE, c'est moi. Okay, cool, excellent. Oui, Christian. Oui, oui, le Hytera, ouais, ouais, effectivement. Oh, ça fait longtemps ça. Okay, so yeah, 27246. Actually, people on CB are using JS8 now, which normally is, is not allowed, but it's not encrypted. So yeah, I think it's great. I don't know if I can say that, but I don't think it's a problem because it's very easy to decode and anybody can decode it. So it's not really. I don't see that as very illegal, so to speak. If there can be nuances in that register. Okay, so oh yeah, we have signals here, and I'm going to send a CQ. So click on the CQ button. I'm going to share. And let's see, still receiving. It's waiting for the time slot for transmission. And we'll see if that it'll start pretty soon, probably. I don't know. We'll see. I have TX selected though, so it's ready. It's ready to send at any time. Now it's going, and it's transmitting. And I see my voltage is not even dropping, but the radio is transmitting. And I wish there was no building on the west side, but I can mostly transmit north and northeast. But that's about it. So that's the only direction that I'm opened towards. And of course, I don't have enough power to go through the buildings that are in the way. I wish I was on the top floor, but I'm on the third. So, and here we have the signal again. Here, coming up on the left at about 900 hertz. There's another one around a little bit more on 2100, just about. And okay, let's see. More messages popping up. People are sending signal reports. All right, so JS8, I'll tell you, it's the more I use it, the more I think it's a great tool for prepping, because you're not always going to be sitting at your radio all day or all night. And especially it's great because you can, while you're doing stuff, because of course I'll tell you, SHTF, any kind of survival situation, you would be extremely, extremely busy. Just trying to find food and water and all the stuff and security. So I would say that it's great to be able to leave your program on and check later if you got messages. And that's a great feature. With a little QDX or any radio with an interface, digital interface. The problem is that, of course, you need to have a radio that doesn't use much current. Otherwise, you won't be able to leave it on all the time. And maybe you can, if you can have it on a solar panel with a battery that leaves it on at night, or actually just when the band is on, when the band is open, like 40 meters, which would be the main band to use, you can leave it on, and when the band goes down, you can shut it down and maybe recharge the batteries in the morning, and that would be the thing to do. I do have a solar panel that I can charge my 18650 cells with. I can charge, I can charge 3 at a time, so it's just what's needed for this radio. And I do have a pack of 18650 cells that I use with my K1 Aircraft K1 that has a built-in MPPT charger, so that's even better. I can use that, and I have no problem recharging those batteries, and I would have no problem staying on the air pretty much 24/7 if there is a bit of sun, and which in the region here there is quite a bit of sun. So of course it would be good if I had another way to charge those batteries, because there is no sun, or of course there is ash in the air, or let's hope not, but if there is ash in the air or anything like that, you have no sun, then you're going to run out of battery basically. But I do have a car battery here in my apartment as well, which is charged all the time, and that would last probably weeks, I would assume, probably. All right, so lots of stations here. Let's have another look. I'm going to take the questions. I don't see many questions, many comments here, guys. Anything you want to know? Howdy from Texas, the quarantine Catholic. Okay, cool. I went to Catholic school. Of course, in France, people don't really practice. It's not as followed as it is in the US. Okay, so KA8 RMA saying understanding this program is by far one of the greatest things I can stress for prepping. Definitely, I definitely agree. Although I'm a big fan, my favorite mode is still CW, sounding Morse code, but it's great to have JS8. It's an excellent tool for prepping. Excellent. So do you think the BMS OH8STN says is good for the 18650s? Is actually good? Yes, I think it is actually good. You can trust Julian, OH8STN. If you want to learn more about digital modes, go to his channel. He's the man to watch, because he knows his stuff. Okay, Mike's Radio Repair. Have you seen the new digital mode for VHF UHF called Ribbit? No, I haven't seen it. Like text messaging on a phone and uses audio coupling. In near future, it will support RS and but okay, for VHF UHF. Well, you can use JS8 on VHF and UHF as well, but I'll check that Ribbit thing. All right, so then we have N7ECV Doomsday Radio, VARAC is my go-to for e-coms. Yeah, I heard about it too. I never used it, but I heard about it. Isn't that related to WinLink? I don't remember. WinLink also is a good solution, but I use a Mac, and there is no really good easy program to use on a Mac, and that's regrettable, because that program has existed for more than 10 years, I'm sure, because when I started radio it was already there, but nobody's made a program for a Mac, and nothing easy to use anyway. So and it's why not do that? Windows is not the only operating system, and it's certainly not the best one by far. There should be a program for an RMS Express program for Mac as well as for Linux, and of course you can run it in an emulator, but there's always problems with USB serial connections and all that stuff. It's never an easy thing to do. Greetings from oh nice, okay, excellent here. SP7PSD. SP7PSD, I am going to reply. I'm going to share my screen. All right, so we have SP7 PSD, and I'm sending a directed message. Do you copy? Let's see if that works. That would make one more contact. SP7 PSD. So let's see where he is. SP7 PSD. Poland. Okay, very good. And that's a distance of 809 miles, guys. So that's 1,300 kilometers. 800 miles. So let's see if he gets my message. I'm not sure. Greeting from SP. Yep. Okay, so I send that. I'm going to send a heartbeat as well again. Oh, it's transmitting now. Okay. What is it? It's transmitting my message. Actually, you can see on the center pane here that I have sent replies automatically to a signal, to 2 heartbeats actually. When someone sends a heartbeat, your computer, if it's set up that way, will answer to the heartbeat. So the heartbeat goes out and your station receives it, and if you check the box, boom, it replies to it and sends a signal to noise ratio. Okay, Bigfoot says JS8 would also be great for high orgs. I don't know what high org is, but in blackout situations, definitely. Their normal way of communication will go offline within the first day. Lots of stuff will go offline within the first days. Even repeaters, I wouldn't count too much on repeaters. Okay, HA3OOM. Excellent. HA3OOM. Send a message. I don't know if he's receiving me, but maybe he's probably in the chat. Okay, send a directed message to the selected call sign. Okay, very good. So let's send him a little hello here. All right, so that's gonna go. So it's pretty easy to use when you once you get used to it, and you can see the programs in the center. The chats in the center here with the yellow background, or in kind of yellowish cream color background here. It looks like eggnog. I don't know why I'm thinking of eggnog. It's Christmas coming up, and I wonder if I'm gonna find any here. Probably. I love that stuff, but man, it just puts on the pounds. All right, so, but yeah, that makes me think of eggnog. So the eggnog background color has the conversation that I'm having. Thanks, do you? Okay, we'll say copy, and we'll see if I get a reply. So one contact and two received messages, but I'm not sure if they received me. That's the question. Probably not. Not a whole lot of power. 2 watts, guys. 2 watts is not much that early on 40 meters, but there's more and more people. We haven't seen an American station yet, but I think it's going to come. It's going to come, but it's probably under not under. It's probably around 2200 local, so 10 p.m. local. And right now it's a little bit past 5 p.m. So we won't be. I won't be on the air. Well, I might be on the air. I'll probably be on the air, but we won't do a 5-hour live stream. There's no way. I'm already tired. So yeah, just sitting here and chatting nonstop is it's tiring, and I haven't been at my my best lately, so I have to be a little careful with my health here, not pushing it too far. But I need to move more physically, do more exercise. But it's catch 22. All right, so let's see again what we have here. OH1C CJO is calling everyone, so I'll try to reply to him. Send him a signal to noise ratio. All right, so let's see what happens here. All right, don't hesitate to ask questions. Okay, so H8300M cannot hear me. That's too bad. Yeah, not enough power. Probably I would need just a little bit more. Even 5 watts would be ample for that mode. But 2 is not much. But definitely, maybe I should have used my Minion SDR with 10 watts. That would have worked. I probably could use my PRC 320 if I could find the cable. YU4HAK, welcome. Oh, you were there. You were there earlier. Are you in the list of stations? No, don't see you. Okay, so who's sending me the 100% QSL clear AT OW at dipole JS8 is nice for chat? I don't know who's sending me that, so I can't really reply to that. Let's see. Oh, that's whoops, here it is. That's SP7PSD. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to send you a signal to noise ratio. You tell me if you receive me, if I see your station here. You haven't told me if you're getting my messages actually. So here I'm sending a signal to noise ratio. Let me see if you get it. All right, I'll let you guys watch the screen here. I'm gonna drink a bit. Getting thirsty with, and I'm drinking Orangina, so it's nothing I can't show you, but. So SP7PSD, I receive at minus 16 dB, so I doubt he would get me. But it's really amazing that even with 2 watts, I can make contacts, and although not really tonight. Oh, OH8STN, is he on? Query call. Oh, so that's no, I don't see. I would receive his station. I see him when he's online, but he doesn't receive my signal very often. All right, so I'm sending a heartbeat again. So yeah, something to look into. JS8, if you haven't yet, if you don't have a digital interface and radio that it's not current hungry, you might want to give it a shot. It's not a hard program to use. It's free, of course, and you can make a lot of interesting contacts that way. And for prepping, I'll tell you, because right now the world is. Oh, and we got a donation here. No, someone subscribed. Pascal It's too small. I didn't see it, but Pascal. So probably someone from France. Just a new subscriber. Excellent. If you have friends, you can send to the channel. Please do. Yeah, that helps a lot. And make give a thumbs up to the video. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. It just helps a lot to get the more videos to be shared around. Actually, tonight I have to finish that video I was making earlier. But I mentioned at the starting of the live stream, I made a video of building a band selector for my magnetic loop antenna, which is what I'm using right now. And actually, before I had to remove or add terms to the toroid manually, and now I just have to unplug a jack and switch in the different plugs, and I can choose the bands very easily, and it's awesome. And I'll publish the video right after. Well, I have to finish editing, and then I'll publish the video right after this live stream, and you'll see it. It's quite interesting. Vojislav, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Reading it wrong. We both hear OE3SAF, right? That's right. Yeah. Oh, so you tried relaying. Okay, I get it. Okay, no go. It doesn't, sometimes it's hard. But again, it's early for 40 meters. Later in tonight would have been better, but I just get too tired, guys, and I have to work tomorrow. So someone is spamming. Damn! Get the hell out of here. I have to hold on, guys. I have to shut him down. Shut that down, because that's just not right. All right, so I'm gonna stop that right away, because I have to change my login. That's frustrating. All right, I can do it right now. Down. Okay, well, it's gonna disappear anyway pretty soon. I'll go back to it later. All right, comments, guys. So that one goes away. Do I still do CW? Of course. CW is my main mode of operation. It's not because I, sometimes I'll do a JS8 live stream that I'm not using CW. That's what I use the most, and that's what I continue to use the most. Absolutely. It's the simplest. It's the most elegant. It's very efficient, and I love it. And it's a great mode. Very simple radios, and that's what I prefer using. So manipulating, and yeah, it's just my favorite mode, and will remain my favorite mode. I just like JS8 for digital modes, and I'm not really into digital modes. I don't like them that much, but this one is quite good, and quite good for prepping. So of course I'm going to show it. Resistor, thank you. Yeah. Hello from South Carolina. I did some camping in near Asheville once. I went there on a motorcycle, a Honda 600 XL. Oh, QRP Life, $9.99. Thank you very much. It helps a great deal. You guys can use also the coffee link right there, donation. Don't forget to sign up on Patreon. That helps a great deal also. Some people left because I wasn't publishing many videos. I didn't the last few months, and I understand, but it always helps to get even a few bucks. It just makes a huge difference. But the coffee link is better. Can you try 20 meters? Not right now, because I have to. I probably should have gone on 30, but not a lot of people have an antenna for 30 meters. And yep, it just showed up here. And that's probably, is that the coffee thing? Maybe. Anyway, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. So, yeah, 20 meters, I know. But the problem is that I have to go to the antenna, retune with the, it's going to take, quite some time. It's just it's just not during a live stream, but maybe next time I'll try on 20, because it was quite early, and I thought 40 meters would be better, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe 20 would have been better. But the QDX does 20 meters, so it does 20, 20, 30, 40. I think it does 60 and 80 meters. But I don't have an 80 meter antenna. My magnetic loop can go down to 60, but the efficiency is nil. So 40 meters, the lowest band that I can practically use, and I can go up to 15, but the QDX cannot do 15. But I do have radios that can do 15, so. OH8 STN says to use this one. Okay, PCB4S 10 amp 4 cell LiPo lithium ion with balancer 406. I don't think you can post a link. I don't know if you tried to post a link, but the links wouldn't probably go through. A resistor of 50. Awesome, man. Oh, you don't know how much that helps. You just don't realize, but it makes a big difference, and I really hope to fix my truck to go again on field operations, so that helps a great deal. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, so let's go back to the screen. Let's have a look here. Oh, okay, so I did send automatically some replies to the heartbeat. So to DG6NFU, to SM6TWY, to OH8EFI, OH1CJO. So that's quite a few. I'm going to send a heartbeat myself and see if anybody replies now. Now it's getting a little bit later, so that's good, because 40 meters it will at least remain open right now. Although, you know, last night or the night before with my friend Ray, W7ASA, the 40 meter band did close quite early for some reason. I think it was actually a little bit after 5 p.m. Maybe 6, something like that. The band closed, and I was surprised. All right, let's see. It is transmitting right now. I see the LED blinking. Okay, my voltage is on 3.71 now, so that's good. So that's time 3. That's 11.14 volts. It's good enough. I think the radio will transmit down to 6 volts, so probably no power, you know, very little power, but again, you don't need much on JS8. Okay, so my heartbeat was sent, and now I'm going to see if I get any reply to that. I'll leave the screen on. All right, the chats. William Northcote. It's just a barebone PCB board. Okay, so that's the balancer that Julian uses, I guess. 0.1 gram, that's nothing. Okay, Rising Phoenix. Is anyone able to help a newbie? Yeah, it's a newbie, I think. Trying to learn how to use a CB in Georgia. Or direction on where I can get help. I truly want to participate in the radio community. Sure, certainly. And you know, CBers are welcome, and they should be welcome. And I know sometimes people don't welcome people who use CB or you know, GMRS or FRS or PMR, but they really should, because radio is radio. It doesn't matter if you have a license or not. It doesn't matter which band it is. It's radio, period. You know. So let's help this guy. Rising Phoenix. Go to radiopreppers.com. You have you actually have the address right there. Radiopreppers.com, and ask your question there. You sign up for the forum. Ask your question. There is also a Radio Prepper Facebook group. I'm not back on Twitter yet, but maybe that's coming. I'm not sure. Depends how things go. But there's a big change there, so who knows? And I tried to sign up for Rumble, but Rumble doesn't let me because I'm in France, and the French government is preventing that. So it's the, you know, we don't live in a free 100% free country here. So Rumble is not. It's not that it's not allowed. It's that they ask Rumble to remove people, and Rumble doesn't like it, so they don't give access to French people. And I tried with Uh, I'm forgetting the word now. Anyway, I tried circumventing that, and it did not work. They detected that I was in France anyway. So, what can you do? But YouTube is the main channel, of course, and also on Odyssey. We are on Odyssey, and all my videos should be automatically posted on Odyssey. I should make sure the latest ones are there, but we are there, Radio Preppers, on Odyssey as well. So yeah, we have to welcome people who do CB, and I know there's some friction sometimes, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing here, but I think people who do CB I started with CB, and lots of people who do amateur radio started with CB, and it's important to welcome people who use CB and maybe try to get them to get a license and work the amateur bands legally. But I do publish videos on CB. I have published videos on making antennas for CB, and I will publish more. All right, so yeah, too bad you guys can post the links to those products there, because it would be okay if I say so. Fairpont Farms. Well, I'm going to check that out. I don't know that site. All right, I'm looking at the screen here. We still have quite a few stations on JS8. I'm going to send another heartbeat. It's not great to send too many of those, but here I'm not received, so not a problem. I'm not really putting out 2 watts is not a whole lot. So all right, so let's see here. Let's look at JS8 again, and don't hesitate to ask questions. Rising Phoenix, do you have a question right now? Just go ahead. Anybody else ask questions about antennas, radios, prepping with radios, anything like that? Just go right ahead in the comments. All right, my heartbeat went out. So there aren't any specific subjects tonight. Again, we're just chatting and having fun. I'm just getting my dose of weekly social interaction, so, so that's always good. Again, I'm just by myself here, so my family isn't here down south. So, but it's always nice to have you guys and chat and answer questions and have a little interaction. I should do one in French too, actually. Sometime, yeah, I'll do a live stream in French. I think I did one, if I remember well. I'm not quite certain I remember that. SP7 PSD, let's see another. Did you send me another message? No, that's me sending a message to, yeah, because I got him -12, so that's good. And I'm sending, let's see, another, yeah, I'm sending the reply, or the automatic reply to the heartbeat here, so. Yeah, maybe I should build a little amp. No, I can't say that. I never say that. for the little QDX here, but it's not a. I think 2 watts is good. It's just that it would work better if I was in the mountains with the hand-fed half wave. Of course, I would make dozens of contacts then, no problem. But with the building in the way here of the antenna, it's not great. I especially would like to make some contacts with the US, so I probably would have to be a field operation, because, and it's always when I did field operations that I made contact with the US here, not from my apartment anyway. All right, so let me share the screen again. Questions, anyone? Whoops. You're also noticing a large uptake in JS8 in Europe? Kinda, yeah. I see lots of stations, especially on 40 meters. So I don't know about South Africa, because I'm not receiving stations from that direction again, because the building is in the way, this way. Yeah. But it definitely Europe, definitely, yeah. Which is good. And CB also, again, once again, CB, JS8 was not known in the CB world, but now it is. Yeah, I did say amp, and I'm sorry. I don't like amps, guys. I don't like amps because first they're not needed really, but maybe like a 10 watt amp. Even then, it's heresy, right? I know. Aokashi, yeah, I know. I no, I didn't say that, did I? No. No amps, guys. No amps. We don't need amps. Maybe I need. You know, I was looking at the Xiegu G90, and lots of my friends have that radio. You know, new guy that I've met online actually via the channel Sonny, who's an American with his wife, and they have a house here. I think it's a couple of 100 miles away, 300 maybe. I'm not sure, but he got the G90. He likes it. My friend Marco F4TXR got the G90. He likes it. My friend Ray has the G90. I'm like, why don't I have why don't I have a G90, right? Why not? It's 20 watts. It's not too much. It's not a huge radio. It's bigger than a QRP radio, but it's not huge. And presumably it's quite good. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I would like to give it a shot maybe. So maybe next year, beginning of next year, maybe if I get a bonus. But I don't think my company will give out bonuses this year, so I doubt it. And yeah, there were some strikes actually going on. Oh, Chris here sent me something, didn't he? Thank you very much, Chris. Awesome, and he used the coffee donation thing. So super cool. That's much better. I get that much faster and without giving a percentage to you know who. So awesome. Thank you very much, Chris. It's awesome. Helps a great deal. Maybe I'll, and I'm sure I'll put that in, fixing my truck because I'm really cooked up, cabin fever here. Not being able to go up the mountains and operate my radios, it's a bit of a bummer. And of course I have to find videos to do for you guys too. And I mean, well, there are things I can do from home, and I, like the band selector for my magnetic loop. I've been thinking about that for a long time, and finally I did it. So in a way it's good that I'm home too, because I can fix things here as well. But I really would like to get out and be a little freer, being able to go in nature. 43 people, that's very good. Okay, let's look at the JS8 screen again. And yeah, I'm actually, I don't know if you can see me here, but yeah. Anyway, I can't make the screen any bigger, the JS8 here, but hopefully that's big enough. But you can't see me, but that's all right. I gotta learn how to put an insert here on the image, but I don't know how to do that. I have to spend some time. All right, so don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments. YO4TNV. Oh, I'm sending a heartbeat here. I didn't do it. It's automatic. Actually, a reply to a heartbeat, so a signal to noise ratio. And I'm sending that to DJ6 NFU plus 01. That's a really good SNR. So maybe I should send a heartbeat too again, so maybe he will reply to me. Oh, friend of mine. So Jacques says, a friend of mine is using True SDX for JS8. Yeah, I can use mine. I have mine for that. I have to. I still have to calibrate the frequency, but I haven't done that yet. Maybe that'll be next. That might be an interesting video as well. And it works okay. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I'm not sure if you can do. I don't know if you can actually do the cat control and sound transmission using the USB cable. Maybe you can tell me that. I'm not quite sure. I have to use in the manual. But that would be interesting to know. If someone knows, please post it. Because that would be just as good as the QDX then. QDX is awesome, guys. Awesome. QRP-labs.com. Get yourself a kit. It's like $70. And you get a digital radio multi-band for $70. And it's crazy. It's crazy good. So easy to use. All right. And of course, that's what I'm using here for JS8. Of course, it's only 2 watts here. I could tune it and probably get 3 watts out of it. Maybe even more, but I don't know. Not quite sure, but I really haven't tried. So. All right, so no message directly to me, so that's too bad. I'm going to send another one. See what happens here. Oh, no need for cat. You can use Vox. Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course you can use Vox, but how do you change the frequency on the QDX? You can't. So you would need a radio. Oh well, no. Of course, if you're using the true SDX, you can change the frequency, so it's not a problem. So yeah, you can use Vox. You're right, absolutely. But I was wondering if you could, if the sound could be transmitted through the cable. Because that, of course, would be much easier to have the sound go through the cable, and I don't know if the radio acts as an audio device or not. I'm not quite sure. So I know the power. You use the USB to program the radio and control it, and for updates, and you can actually power it with USB and use it with USB for as a power supply. Of course, you get ridiculous power, but it does work. Oh, what did we get here? Aokashi, I hope I pronounced that right. A donation on the coffee application here. Excellent, thank you very much. That helps a great deal. And the coffee thing is better than the super chat. But I get both, so it's all good. Thank you very much. Okay, so no cat streaming is not yet implemented, unfortunately. Yeah, that would be good, Simon. That would be good. But it's a great radio too, and actually I want to build myself a little like a Pelican box with all my tiny QRP radios in them, and have like a easily transportable system. As soon as cat control is implemented, we can use the true SDX remotely. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know if that'd be useful, but hey, if you can, why not, right? I'm not sure I would use it. I've never used a radio remotely. I think that's a little bit weird. I don't know, because of course I wouldn't count on the internet to be working, and I wouldn't even. For me, it's kind of, I don't know. It's not my thing, but why not? For some people, it's the only way to operate is to operate remotely. Lots of people who spend some time in hospitals sometimes with their station at home, and they can still do ham radio from the hospital, or retirement home or anything like that, with a buddy that makes a station available to them, and that's always great. But definitely, yeah, the true SDX is a thumbs up from me. That's for sure. That's for sure. I should get a second. Actually, I should get a second QDX and a second true SDX. But I already have a lot of radios, so small ones QRP, but still I have plenty to use, and I have to be reasonable, somewhat reasonable, right? All right, so Nathan finished his QDX a couple of weeks ago. 1,000 QSO. Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I probably don't have 1,000 QSO for the 10 years that I've done radio. I do a few QSOs per month, and that's it. No more than that. It's mostly experimentation that I do, and building stuff, and making videos. But contacts, when I go out in the mountains or things like that, I do between 3 and maybe 10 contacts maximum, but that's it. And I'm not connected from home very often. Of course, I do make contacts once in a while on VHF, UHF here on the repeater, local repeater, the Mont Agel, and but not very often. Mostly when I'm driving, but of course I'm not driving right now because my truck has that oil leak. So yeah, so I'm not much on the radio, but again with that new band selector on the antenna here, I can tune it more easily. So okay, so let's see. We have OH8EFI here who's making an all call CQ, and I'm going to send him a reply to that. I'm getting him -8, it seems. And that should there is a chance that he's getting me. I'm not sure. Okay, it's transmitting. Let's see if he replies to that. Oh, resistor again on the coffee bot, coffee donation page. Thank you, man. You just you don't know how much that's gonna make me sleep better. I'll tell you, it makes a big difference. And yeah, if you, so yeah, coffee. You have the coffee link there if anyone is willing. Resistor, you're the man tonight. You're the man of the night. That's for sure. All right, so let's see. Okay, so the signal to noise ratio -0.8 has been sent. I'm going to send a heartbeat now, just to see if I can get any replies again. If anybody has anybody checked the PSK reporter? See if my call sign is there. Maybe if anybody has received my station, that would be interesting to know. I'm not going to start here because it's just I have a few screens here to watch. I don't want to miss anything in the conversation. So, all right, very good. Let's see. We have stations from Germany, up north, Belgium or Finland or something like that. Not quite sure. SP, that's Poland, I think. Yeah. And heartbeat has been sent. DM6MA just sent one, so my station will probably reply to that automatically. And let's see, you'll have a look while I check the chat. All right, if you guys want to ask questions, let's see what I started. I started a little bit after 4, and now it's almost 6, so we have probably another 20 minutes. Then we'll stop. I limit the live streams to 2 hours, and that's a long time. I'm sure not, very few people watch the whole thing, that's for sure. It's like watching a movie. But hey, that's, we're still the same group here. I think that the same 42 people are still on, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Mike is monitoring in south central PA, not receiving. Yeah, I'm not surprised because, again, that I have a couple buildings in the way on that side. And I'm not on the top floor, so that's it's tough, Even with more power, I'm not sure it would work. The only way, well, long path, but long path is a is a long way out. It'd be what, 20,000 miles? I'm not sure, but it would be a lot of maybe not, maybe a little bit less, but long path, the other side of the Earth would be a lot. I would need a bit more power for that probably. And we have 2D0KCI. Thank you very much for the coffee donation. Thank you very much. I won't use it to buy coffee. I'm going to use it to fix my truck. But it's really appreciated. Thank you. Kazimotar still here from the beginning. Much appreciated. Yeah. It's awesome, guys. I really enjoy it, and for me, again, it's a rare social interaction that I don't always have, and it's much appreciated. Just the exchange, just answering a few questions. It makes my day. All right. So, any other questions about radio and prepping? Anything else? So I've been concentrating also on other areas of prepping that I'm not going to talk about, but that was also one of the reasons that I hadn't posted a lot of videos in the last few months, because prepping is the kind of thing that you can't really pick and choose the subject you want to, you can't pick and choose what you're going to do. You have to do it all. Otherwise, it's, a system is only as strong as its weakest link. And if you're not prepping in every area of prepping, you have a weak link. And basically, you're vulnerable to certain things that can happen to you. And if you're not prepared, basically, you're screwed. So, of course, communicating is a big thing, and especially communicating with your group members if you have a group, and I highly suggest you have a group. I tried to start one here, nobody wants to do it. I try to push people. I set up meetings, and I try to get people to be more, I don't know how to say it, but more active. But they don't, and I'm surprised, because after the lockdowns and the the what that happened, I'm just very surprised that people are not preparing for things, and the situation in Ukraine. Maybe I shouldn't say that. The video will be taken down. I don't know, but I mean, it's just concerning. It's just those situations in the world are very concerning. What's happening in China right now? Big uprisings in China. Check my Facebook page and my personal Facebook page. I posted a link to that. Actually, I should make it shareable, but. It's really a concerning situation, and it's a lot of there is hope in it, but it's just, we just don't know what's gonna happen, and that's kind of concerning. So the whole world is in a bad space, I would say. Kind of on the edge, and. I don't know. It's just now is the time. Now is the time to make preparations. If you haven't, I urge you to do so. All right. So it's quite important that you do so, and that you can also communicate with your friends, with your family, with other people in other places. Because and I've said it before. Like, even just knowing where to go or where not to go, if you have to evacuate, or is it safe to stay where you are, or maybe not, or you just don't know, and just having a receiver, simply listening to the radio, even radio broadcasts, can give you a lot of information that can be life-saving. Clandestine radio. A bunch of guys with pixie kits disguised as packs of cigarettes and fishing gear. Yeah. Well, pixie would be CW, but you could use a pixie to transmit information. Yes, definitely. Receiving is very hard with pixie. It's such a, it doesn't have any filtering, so basically you hear the whole band and then some. So I've had times when I listened to my Pixie on 40 meters, and I was hearing a Chinese broadcast radio station, which is outside of that band, but it's close to 40 meter. But I was hearing it over everything, and there's no filtering with the Pixie, so probably not the best. But I have thought about, actually, would it be wise to have a FM or AM broadcast transmitter? And that's a touchy subject, because it's not legal, of course, to broadcast without a license on broadcast radio frequencies, like FM 88 to, 108, 88 to 108 or 105, 108, I think, 88 to 108 megahertz. You can't transmit there without a radio license, a special radio station broadcast license. But of course, in an SHTF situation, would it be a good thing to use that to transmit messages to the population at large? Good question, right? I'm sure the Chinese right now would like to have transmitters on FM and transmit, but it's a good way to get caught also. And you could get easily caught with something like that, you know. You would have to probably build a bunch of transmitters and, you know, have them, you know, basically the throwaway kind. Same thing for AM. AM could cover a much bigger area, but again, it would be probably easily found. And do you want to do that? Do you want to expose yourself to retaliation? Maybe not. You know, they are guided missiles that seek RF transmissions. So it might not be a good idea. It might not be a good idea to be next to it anyway. But I have thought about you know, having a transmitter just in case, even if to help your own government. You know, who knows? But you don't know. Could it be useful? I'm not quite sure. I also have thought about one thing. Actually, I thought about that today. Should we all have memorized a schematic for a simple transceiver? That's a good question too, right? Comment about all that, please. Let me know what you think, because would that be of some interest to select one and say, okay, everybody just, you know, memorize this schematic. You know, just a couple transistors, you know, it doesn't need to be complex. But would that be good? Question. I know that people in prisoner camps in World War II were manufacturing radios, you know, receivers, of course. But I haven't heard any story about anyone manufacturing a transmitter, but maybe it happened. I don't know. If anyone knows, please comment. So Kazimota played around with synthesized RDS from a Raspberry Pi. Transmit in the noise around discrete messages, yeah. LoRa is interesting also for sending messages, digital messages from device to device. Not a great range, but it could be quite long, quite a few dozen kilometers probably, or miles. Anything in the ISM bands is easy to blend in with the surrounding noise, but do you want stuff to be blended with the surrounding noise? Yeah, if you communicating with someone who has the same device and same encoding, but otherwise, I mean, someone has to reply, right? Ukraine is back on the air now. Okay, interesting. Frequencies, broadcast radio, or is it? You mean amateur radio? Who's back on the air? Oh, I've made several QSOs with both Russia and Ukraine today. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I've made some QSOs with Russians. Yeah, Ukrainians not lately. Did they outlaw ham radio in the U.S. in World War II? Yes, they did. Yes. Tunacan CW. Yeah, that's those are, you know, simple transmitters. CW. Good stuff. Even a Rockmite, I don't know if they're still made. Actually, it might be the Tunacan people that are making it now. QRP kits, maybe? No, I don't remember the site, but someone might mention it. Did ham radio help? Is helping in Ukraine? That's a very good question. I wonder about that. I know it did help during the Kuwait, the first Kuwait invasion of, you know, by Iraq, because there was a guy who was transmitting, again, I mentioned this before, he was transmitting in, I think it was RTTY, from his house, and he transmitted a ton of information to US forces by ham radio. I'm not sure if it was on ham radio frequencies, but he did transmit a ton of information, and the Iraqis did not catch him. I don't think they did. So I'm sure in a way it probably does help. You know, I'm sure people, I mean, but I think they still have their conventional means of communication. I think the phones are still working over there. As far as I know, I'm not sure, but so they probably would only use amateur radio Oh, that's my door that's opening by itself. And it's probably, they would probably use amateur radio only if they didn't have other means of communication, of course. But, if you use some obscure digital mode that nobody knows, it would be a great thing to do. And I don't think it would be easily intercepted. Or of course, you could use a one-time pad. Check that out. One-time pad with CW. All right. So quite a few comments. When I was young, we used to hook a germanium diode to the spring of a bed. Hook headphones. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. You can make a diode actually with a razor blade and a pencil, I think, if I remember well. All right, so in the case of martial law, that's Colleen Micheletti. In case of martial law declaration, sounds like time to whip up some obfuscation and frequent. Oh, someone's driving fast. Frequent relocation, yeah, definitely, of TX sites to keep you on the air. Yes, absolutely. Even using JS8, if it's down in the noise, people are. I mean, I don't know if it's listened to probably, but Jim Hale, Bluetooth linked 49ers on eBay works with Android phones. I don't know what that is. That's interesting. 49er, that's a transmitter there. Yep. I didn't know they had. I didn't. Do they have Bluetooth on those? Some latest model from China, maybe? Just let me know, please. Or use some of the unused bands. Yeah, but I think the older bands are listened to, are monitored, And actually, especially if it's out of band, they're gonna listen to it. So I don't know, not quite sure. Maybe it would be better to be among other signals in a regular amateur band. 1440 and 1441 this afternoon. 2 Ukraine stations, so that's quite low in frequency there. I don't really listen because I don't speak Russian or Ukrainian, so. Oh, logged in on 15 meters. Interesting. Okay, so digital. Mobile QRP. Yeah, mobile QRP. It's definitely possible. How do they find you if you're transmitting on ham radio like during martial law and it's illegal? Very easily. The Germans got really good at it during World War II. Actually, they have mobile stations with directive antennas. They take a bearing to your station, they take another bearing, and when it crosses, that's just about where you are. And then they go next to that and they detect the station. They can even detect lots of radios by detecting the radiation of the internal oscillator of the radio. Even when you're not transmitting, they can detect that and find you. Of course, the way to not be found is the best way would be to use very little power and have a horizontal antenna and use NVIS, and I make videos about that. That can be very confusing for someone who's trying to find you, but again, I wouldn't stay in the same spot for long. Like Colleen was saying, you just move around, and quite often, it's probably the only way to not get found and not transmit twice from the same spot. Triangulation, yeah, resistor, yeah, definitely, yeah, triangulation, that's it. 2, 3 stations, 4 stations, the more stations that receive you and can take a bearing, the faster they can find you. Probably using satellites, they can probably also take a bearing the same way. Simon Tube, have a nice evening. We're almost done here too, and I'm not gonna last for much longer. We're getting to the end of this conversation. Direction finding and UAV. Yeah, that's right. They can use drones now to find you as well. There is a very good channel, guys, that you, if you want to check it out on YouTube for intelligence, open source intelligence, and it's called S2 Underground. S2 Underground. check that out. Very good, very knowledgeable guy, and gives out a lot of useful information. Okay, what did we get here? Just subscribed, Michael something. Welcome to the group. Also using a modified wilderness protocol of TX-RX Windows, yeah, definitely, along with moving TX site and one-time pad or set up your own numbers station. Yep, definitely, Colin. Very good. Also, oh, what's that? Oh, they're calling me. All right, so I'm gonna have to take that because that's my parents calling, and my mother was in the hospital because of her hip, and so I'm gonna have to call them back here. So a few more minutes. Say your goodbyes, guys. I have to go. Yeah, so definitely, and you just when the conversation is picking up, right? So okay, our club bought 5 of the Kraken RDF systems. Huh, interesting. I'm gonna check that out. All right, I'm gonna have to call them back. 49 Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. Okay, very good. All right, guys. So I have to go. It's been long enough. So great session here. I'm gonna have a last look here at the JS8 before I hang up the live stream. And oh, you see, we only have 3 stations left there. So 40 meters is actually closing down again at the same time as yesterday or the night before. So interesting, 6 p.m. That's really unusual. Well, usually it lasts much later, like, 10, 11 p.m. But it's going short fairly early at this time. All right, so thank you very much, Guy, again. Thank you very much to the people who supported me through the super chats and the coffee donations. Thank you very much. If you can, please sign up for Patreon. I will be publishing a little bit later tonight the video on the latest video that I just finished. I still have to finish editing on the band selector for my magnetic loop antenna that I'm using right now. But other than that, I will be back very soon. Thank you very much again. You guys have a good night. Yeah, I have to call my parents back, so. Have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you soon.